because I don't particularly want to be making a video the second that I wake up, because it's that nice quiet time, you know. But garden looks so good. So all of the purple potatoes that I had gotten completely rotted. The reason that I got that collection of potatoes was because of the purple ones. So I contacted the seller and I was like, this is devastating. He said, oh no, I'll send you more and I'll send a couple extra. So originally there were 2 purple potatoes. So there were, I think it was 3 red, 2 white, and 2 purple. So here I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'll get like 4 or 5. Okay, I can figure out what to do with that. Nope. 10 purple potatoes. Hopefully I got that in the shot. I'm bad at pointing the camera. So I have them chitting in the basement now. 10. So I hopped online and found the cheapest possible cloth bag pots I could find. I'm wearing the mosquito thing because they keep eating me alive. So I planted wildflower seeds here and then also there. I don't think they've come up yet, but it has been raining because we have thunderstorms for a whole entire week solid, and they've actually been happening this time. So the ground is nice and wet. At least it's not slushing today like the ground. No interesting vegetable with a hard shell in the rhubarb patch today, but we do have nice big rhubarb. You see this guy? Here's my hand. I got nice big pods. More leaves coming up. I'm excited. There's one, here's one, here's one, and there's one, and then there's, I think that leaf is rhubarb down there, because there's a weed here, this thing, that looks sort of like rhubarb, but the leaf doesn't come up the same, but I think that's a little baby surviving rhubarb. And I also had another 5 of them come up inside because I decided that 4 to 5 plants just isn't enough for my needs. So, row of sunflowers. A bunch of the seeds that I put in are starting to come up now, and I also cleared all the poison ivy from here and then told the nice neighbor about their pile of poison ivy. And that I didn't want to be ripping up their plants. So if they want to do something about it, then they can do something about it, and if they don't want to do something about it, then they don't have to, you know. But I am still going to come through in maybe a couple of weeks because I sprayed a spot with a systemic to clear it out because it was so high that it would have been hitting my face, and I don't have any on my hands yet, but if it was all over my body then it would be a little bit harder to, you know, get all that sap off. So the wildflower patch that I planted a couple months ago finally blooming. I've got snapdragons and there's some yellow ones too. Here's the yellow ones. Are they there? There they are. And there's also some poppies in there and some white flowers that I can't ID because I'm bad at that sort of thing. But there they're cute. I don't know what most of that is, quite honestly, but it's okay. I saw a honeybee in my yard 2 or 3 days ago on the clover, and I only have white clover in the yard so far. So I'm excited that there are honeybees, not just bumblebees. I'm pretty sure they're still not getting into my garden. So I've still been going through and hand pollinating things with my paintbrush. Looks like it rained another lick last night. Things are growing in. I just went through and poured some fertilizer on stuff because these beans were awfully yellow. As you can notice, there's a net on top. I had these melons netted, right, because the birds were eating them in this nice nasturtium here. And then they started eating the melons over there, so I netted them. And then they started ripping up those sweet Spanish onions. And at that point I had it, so I pulled out the bird net that I had gotten, that I thought I spent $100 on something I wasn't going to use, but then I had to use it because apparently they're probably starlings, and starlings are just like vicious in their attempts to eat absolutely everything. So the next day after I strung this up, I saw them trying to rip at the ties and rip the net up and get in to eat all of my garden. Not cool, birdies, not cool. So these are the bulldor melons. What is it? Butternut squash, sugar pie pumpkins. This is my biggest tomato. It's finally setting tomatoes now that I've gone through and pollinated. Here are the potatoes that have actually come up. This one is one of the white ones. This is red. This is that long white one that I showed you. This one's red. This is the second to last one to come up. And then here's another white one too. Purple potato is here, rotten. I went digging. There's a red one here, but it's just sitting there and not sprouting. Yukon gold rotted there, and another purple one is there. So I think, because it's on the edges, so it'll still get some sunshine, right? So I think I might put, assuming that all of those purple ones in the basement chit, right? So I think I'm gonna put at least 2 of them in here, and I got a 6-pack of those fabric pots. So I might split them up between those, because the fabric pots are like 7 gallons, so considering those potatoes are small, I should be able to fit 2 of them in there. Yeah, hopefully I'm overflowing with potatoes at the end of the year. So I moved the cinnamon, sugar apple, and mango trees out here for permanent, because it's finally going to be over 60 for the foreseeable future. Let's go over there and look at the carnivores. So the multifida is blooming. It's got like 10 flower stalks up. A couple of them have already started opening. I don't know if I'm gonna try to make seeds or not. I pollinated a couple of the flowers together, because why not? You know, when you have a plant problem, why not? This is the best this has ever done for me. Thanks, Brocken, wherever you are. It's that Adrian slack. The dwarf flava is, so I thought it was just going to be stunted this year, but it's putting up a little bit of a bigger picture, so I'm excited. Actually, everybody is. This minor green is definitely dead. I'm sad. I went through and hand pollinated that minor flower over there, because I don't think that there's bees that know how to do that thing here. There's only bumblebees. There's mint that I got from my friend's house when I dropped off those little baby plantlets. It finally sprouted enough roots that I felt comfortable kind of putting it out. The smaller one, I had 2 of those. The really smaller one died in the jar that I had it in inside, but that one's made it. So I didn't know if that one would make it when I put it out here. So I'm glad that it's making it too. So even if that horseradish doesn't come up, at least I don't have an empty pot now. And then here's a black walnut, and then the little seedling there. One of the maple things off of the maple tree that I had down, because it was blocking the fence behind the car. So that sprouted. So maybe I might replant them somewhere more auspicious in the yard. So I just saved that guy. Maybe they shouldn't be in the same pot together, but for now it's okay. Here's Venus flytraps. I think I'm gonna make seeds again this year. The sky seems dry. Oh. It'll rain again. It's supposed to pour most of today. So, despite the fact that this mango looks kind of crappy from all the sun that I've been giving it, it is sprouting a new part here. So, like the leaves that are coming out here. So, maybe it'll just sprout some more leaves that aren't sunburnt here. And then this will start going and it'll be good. Because when I got it, Christmas time, it was in bloom. So, it's a mature plant. I might have just tortured it a little, but you know. So, beans have started taking over. Ooh, they have those squidgy feel to them. Zucchinis, ridiculous size. Big plants are still crappy. Here's some cassava melons, the little tiny plants here. And then these are those medium-sized netted pumpkins. And then of course the corn. So, I'm gonna have to do something about the net when the corn tassels, although if the ears are under it and if the tassels are above it, fine. The birds can hop all over the tassels and I can get the corn. But I was thinking last night, because there's this gap above my door, I might like staple some of that mesh netting up there to fill the gap, because I don't trust squirrels. Despite the fact that I have that wolf scent up, I still think that there's some critters that are going to get in and try to steal stuff. So that's why I have that net draped over it right now, but I think squirrels are a little bit too crafty and would try to get through it. Actually, maybe this is a bigger tomato. It looks like it's a plum tomato or something, and I don't remember having planted any plum tomatoes. So, we'll see what that ends up being. Maybe it's one of those like multicolored ones. That's an interesting shape. So, you can also see peas taken off. I planted a couple more down on the bottom. I don't know if you can see the babies, because there were some gaps, and I like peas. Hopefully they don't like immediately crisp up, and well, I guess I can plant some other vines. I can plant more of that little orange melon on it, maybe. Why not? Things are going to bloom, the bok choy and whatever this green is. So I'm thinking I'm gonna pull up the bok choy for I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a nice sour Vietnamese soup. So I'm gonna put that in that, because canned pineapple was on sale, and we've got canned tomatoes. So I think pineapple, chopped up tomatoes, and some sort of greens are the main ingredients to that Vietnamese soup. So I think I'm gonna chop those up and put them in. And then in their place, I think I'm gonna put, I mean, considering it's sort of coolish, maybe I'll try radishes, but I don't know. We'll see. I still have plenty of seeds. I'll figure out something to plant there. So, cucumbers and leeks, and this purple guy's oregano. And then here's the honeymoon melons, patty pan squash. I had some pear tomatoes that made the cut. Hopefully you can see those. I'm bad at pointing this thing. I'm excited. I wonder if they're the yellow ones or the red ones. Oh my god, this is the most exciting thing. Look at those actual watermelon leaves. I always get excited when I see watermelon leaves. The rest of them are... Okay, iPhone storage full, so I'm going to cut it off here and do another one next week, but I just wanted to show you really quickly this adorable little caterpillar that I found. So I picked it up. Hopefully you can see him. I picked it up and then brought it home to ID it, to figure out what it was. Well, I picked it up with some wood. I didn't want to touch it because some of these caterpillars are poisonous around here, right? And it's some sort of nice swallowtail. So I went and put him back on my fennel. I'll sacrifice a few leaves for him. And then hopefully I get a nice butterfly in a couple of weeks, because he looks nice and juicy. I guess I'm bad at picking off pests on my plants if he got to that size. Anyway, I guess I'll do a more thorough tour of everything next week. Okay, bye.